Oh, oh right, we're going full captain's mode here. Okay. Well, welcome to I don't know if it's the first, but definitely the first casted game where in our group where we've done full on captain's mode. Gonna be five animated gentlemen taking on We Are Waruda. As everyone knows, Medusa is a top pick in this meta, so obviously you would ban that first. Waruda coming out with a little bit more reasonable ban, going to be the Invoker here. Five animated oh my goodness, my words. Five animated gentlemen going to be taking out the Sand King, and Waruda got one more ban off the board, and it's going to be first pick going the way of FAG. So have to see how this develops. Potential bans. Let's see. What's the flavor of the month? Our group irrationally hates it hero. I think Invoker is pretty much that one. Ah, Ember Spirit. That's a good one. Take out the Ember Spirit right away. FAG. Little hesitant on the first pick. Don't instantly lock in a hero, which makes me think they were either taking of Invoker or Ember, or more accurately, since I know Timpura is drafting, he is a little bit unsure of what he's doing. So yeah, Waruda versus FAG. I don't know how many players are different from the last game. I'm pretty sure Melty and minTea were on the same team, and they were both on FAG, so I think. I don't know. I know minTea is just my champion of FAG. It's his brand new team, founded today, with 6 members, and we're gonna win nothing, probably. Okay, FAG going to start going into the reserve time here, really thinking hard about what they want to lock in on that first pick. And as compared to the normal captain's draft pool, captain's mode is a lot more of a wide open door. You're not... captain's draft I really like because it makes you think, oh, let's use this unusual hero because the more meta or better alternative is not available. But the group want to do captain's mode, so that's the way it's going to be, and it's going to be a first pick Vengeful Spirit, and what a fantastic hero to pick first. If I had to guess, I'd say there's like a 90% chance this is going to be a support. I do think this hero is quite potent in the support role, but Waruda actually going to go in with the Darkseer Tusk. Now, when I saw the Darkseer first pick, I thought they might actually go for the completely disgusting Darkseer offlane support Spirit Breaker offlane combination. But going with the Darkseer and the Tusk, it paints a pretty clear picture. We're going to put Tusk offlane, and we're going to put Darkseer offlane. We're going to have a roaming Tusk. And not that there's anything wrong with that necessarily. You could always go with some mind games. You pick the Tusk first phase and not the Darkseer, where you could say, oh, is this a support? Is it an offlaner? But I really don't think either of these drafters are kind of considering, well, I take that back. I wanted to say they're not going to consider what's good against their offlaner, but now that they have a Darkseer on Waruda, FAG is going to really have to consider a ranged safe lane carry. They're going to go into the Phoenix, most likely going to be played in the offlane. Not bad against these two heroes that have come out so far, and we're going to go into bans. So Magnus will be the next ban for FAG. Probably recognizing the combination potential of a Darkseer Vacuum into a Magnus RP, which would not be good for them. And also looking to take out those teamfight capable heroes. Meanwhile, Waruda considering bans themselves. What I do like about FAG's first two picks is they really leave it open. So Waruda's kind of locked in those two heroes, what position they're playing. But FAG, the door is wide open, and it's really hard to pick bans. So Waruda going to go into the Phantom Lancer, which I don't think is a bad choice. Especially with the Ember Spirit out of the pool, the main hero, which is, I would argue, is keeping Phantom Lancer from being a popular pick, even among the pro scene. But probably just a hero they don't feel like dealing with. Hankinator likes the hero. I haven't seen him playing it too much recently, but that's their choice to ban. FAG going to take out the Enigma here with BROTE playing it so well last game, and recognizing that, again, this Darkseer Tusk combination is going to be looking to fight and wants heroes in close proximity. Not sure that they would go into an Enigma with Darkseer and Tusk already. Tusk kind of being... you could run him as a hard 5, but he feels like more of a solid position 4 hero to me. So I'm not sure if they'd want to just eat up those jungle resources. But regardless, Meepo is going to be the next ban for Waruda. That's a minTea hero, very targeted ban, and I think that's a very fair one to do as well. Again, with the Ember Spirit not in the pool, since they banned it, they want to take out heroes that would really take huge advantage of the fact that Ember Spirit's not there. And I've seen minTea's Meepo run away with a game or two before, and not something you want to leave in the pool. Very good choice, and they'll have the next pick as well. So Waruda probably looking for one support, a mid and a safe lane. We'll see what they go into. Potentially good options for them. I think for Waruda, a Crystal Maiden might be a great choice. Would help out the roaming Tusk, keep his mana up, and a hero that can decently babysit in lane. A hero that's not that hard to execute on, but we'll have to see what Pino's feeling. I've also seen Bane come out quite a bit as a support option, so we'll have to see if they're actually looking for something a little more offensive or defensive. Maybe we could even see like a Dazzle come out. And that hero is still quite good right now, but again, it's hard to predict right now without seeing what the two main cores on Waruda are. Sitting at about 1 minute and 10 seconds of reserve time and 1 minute and 15 for FAG. Really trying to think it through, make sure they get the draft right. And they're going to go in with the Lina. Will be interesting to see if this is played as mid or support. I'm leaning towards it might be better as a mid, because as the way it's going right now, Waruda don't have reliable disables. They have Vacuum, which can be a little iffy without the blink. Snowball and the shards, again, a little iffy. And, of course, Light Strike Array. I choose that a lot. Light Strike Array not being a very reliable stun here. So, I think a mid Lina could be quite strong. But if they choose to run it as a support, I'd hope to look that one of their other main cores would have a nice disable as well to set up for it. Because I think a hard support Lina, I've seen a lot of Linas actually going for the Ether Lens first, and sometimes skipping the Yules altogether. So, yeah, have to see how that works out for them. FAG have about 1 minute of reserve time on the board. And looking to... Ooh, they'll go into the Witch Doctor. Now, this is a hero that I've seen do quite well in these in-houses among this group of players. Problem is, all of Waruda has a stun. I said they weren't very reliable ones, and I guess the Snowball is... It takes a while to get there, but... interesting to see this Witch Doctor come out so early. Pretty much gonna, well, not necessarily lock in that the Phoenix is off lane. I think that was pretty secured to begin with. And Vengeful Spirit still probably support. So both teams at least keeping one of their two main cores, their mid lane or safe laner, available to them. Waruda gonna eat into the remaining minute of reserve time. Really thinking things through. And as we have a bit of a moment, I'm going to check to make sure my mic volume's not gone completely crazy, because that's happened before. Okay, I'm in max. This is... Why does that keep happening? Okay, probably got a little bit quieter here, so I'll have to adjust my mic threshold. And okay, I missed a Death Prophet come out from Waruda and a Tinker come out from FAG. Death Prophet is a bit of a weird hero at the moment, honestly. I'm not really sure what kind of... I mean, obviously her ult didn't change, so the hero is not fundamentally different. It's just a hero that I think would be paired with a little more... Like, the Tusk is good, but I'd hope to see her paired more with, like, a Dazzle or something that can keep her alive. And this FAG Tinker is really surprising me. This is almost certainly going to be Hankinator, or maybe minTea, but we haven't seen this come out in a really long time. Definitely a hero that's not popular right now in the professional scene. Just really surprising to see this. Going to almost certainly be a mid-tinker. So FAG looking to secure themselves a carry. And Waruda with this Death Prophet makes me think that they're going to last pick a carry as well. And this Lina will indeed be a support. So I expect to see both teams use their last ban on a safe lane hero. And indeed, Waruda will take out the Juggernaut. FAG, again, these teams have to be careful. They have to ban a hero... that they themselves don't want to play. Okay, they're going to go with the Spectre, and Waruda will spawn with an instant Anti-Mage. I think FAG had the right idea, but Anti-Mage just... I wouldn't say the Spectre is particularly strong against their lineup, and FAG going to go in with the Phantom Assassin. and we've got ourselves a game here right now. Lineups for these teams are not what I would expect out of a captain's mode game. Looking at the lineups, I do slightly... Alright, I think the Waruda have an advantage in this draft, and the reason I do is because I think FAG's two main cores, the Tinker and the Phantom Assassin, are not that strong. Not anything against the players, of course, this is just my personal opinion, but I think the counters to Phantom Assassin are a little bit too strong right now. Blur is a good skill, but the fact that, well, I guess there's no good Silver Edge carriers on Waruda's team, so she's not going to be in too much trouble, but I think this hero is just too easily dealt with and doesn't put out enough damage in the early game to really justify the fear that some people might have of her. And this Tinker, again, with our early potentially roaming Tusk, it's going to be very hard for him to secure those early boosts of travel. And even going into late game, there's an anti-mage on the other team, so he's not really... MKB is not an enemy to hope to pick up, but if he does and he ever catches Hankinator's just going to be dead. Well, maybe not necessarily true. He could get the sheep, do that chain sheep thing, but either way, I think Waruda have a draft that is much easier to execute, but of course, minTea is my champion of FAG, so we're going to hope to see good things come out of him. And with that being said, let's introduce the team lineups. For playing for FAG, it's going to be COTE on the Vengeful Spirit, melty on the Witch Doctor, Timpura are going to be picking up the Phoenix, minTea is on the Phantom Assassin, and Hankinator on the Tinker. And playing for Waruda, it's going to be PinoSmash off lane on the Darkseer, FamiliaTwin going mid on the Death Prophet, Ticklish supporting on the Lina, Mousecop going to be playing that carry anti-mage, and BROTE on one of his favorites, the roaming 4th position Tusk. So it looks like Timpura are going to go for the swoop, but he's going to be a little bit early, so it's just going to be a 1 rune for 1 rune trade. Fag going to give it to the mid lane hero, and Mousecop are going to take it for Waruda. And of course, a player made a mistake, so we must judge him. I can't really criticize that dive play. It does hurt him a little bit, not so much in terms of health, but they just don't have any instant stuns on Waruda, so if there's like a Rubik, that would be a really risky play, but there's not. And he's going to have this up in time to be in lane, so honestly, I think if BROTE and Ticklish position themselves correctly, Timpura is not going to get a single point of experience. Now, this safe lane is going to be a little bit tricky for FAG, because with the Ion Shell and PinoSmash already almost hitting level 2, it's going to be difficult for... not for Mousecop, for minTea to farm in this bot lane, so there's going to have to be some shenanigans going on. Ideally, COTE and melty need to zone him out of lane immediately, but if PinoSmash hits his level 2, and he's going to in fact double Ion Shell to secure that second level, it's going to be really good for him. Timpura does have the dive out now. He's getting wrapped around on by COTE and Tickle. Almost certainly going to need to dive out. BROTE didn't get Snowball first, so Ticklish is just going to start right-clicking. Actually is going to get a stun on the Timpura. Very unlikely this results in a kill. Gonna at least force out the dive, though, and Timpura sitting at 100 health. Probably going to need to pop the salve in order to keep in this lane. Has hit his level 2, but I think PinoSmash in his off lane is going to have a much better time than Timpura in his. And as far as carries go, Mousecop is also not going to really be contested at all by Timpura, where minTea is going to probably miss out on some last hits because of the Ion Shells coming out from Pino. And he's already got about, yeah, he's most of the way to his soul ring. So let's check out the mid, since we haven't done that so far. FamiliaTwin actually got himself 2 claries to start with, it looks like. Gonna be secure that, can't really call it Cryptworm spam, because this spell is quite a bit of mana now. But Hankinator has gone for the Bottle Rush build, did get pooled 2 tangos, gonna grab this Invis rune. Timpura does have the dive up, and with the Snowball from BROTE, if he can get the shards off, this will be a sure kill, but it looks like they're not going to have the vision, so he'll get away, but continues to struggle in terms of last hits, where he doesn't have a single one compared to the 5 of PinoSmash in the offlane. Hankinator kind of positioned aggressively for FamiliaTwin, but doesn't really have any shot at getting a kill with only 3 levels up. And you can just look at Anti-Mage in the top lane, killing it on the last hits, 13 and 9. And honestly, things like that just going to put him in such a good position. FamiliaTwin going to take some harass from Hankinator. Timpura going to use this weird juke spot. Honestly, I'm always so surprised that this got extended so far out. Oh, looks like Ticklish is hot on his tail, though. Timpura used up his last tango. He did get a Quelling Blade, and he has been caught. Snowball going to catch him as well. He doesn't have the dive up. Shard's going to keep him in. Timpura probably going to be first blood, and indeed BROTE will claim the kill. and make this lane even harder for Timpura. He used all he had. He tried to Quelling Blade his way into the trees to secure himself a point for easy experience leeching, but unfortunately he just wasn't able to do it safely. Meanwhile, minTea's actually not doing too bad in the bottom lane, 15-1. Obviously not as spectacular as Mousecop, but considering he's up against a Darkseer, the Darkseer's unfortunately out of mana. He does have a single Ion Shell, actually. That should be enough to secure him the Soul Ring, which will make this lane go fantastic for him. So let's take a little bit of time to check out mid. Bottle and Boots already secured on Hankinator. Meanwhile, FamiliaTwin just the Bottle. Obviously, with the rush coming out from Hankinator, FamiliaTwin naturally going to be a bit behind. In terms of last hits, Hankinator doing quite a bit better, 11-5 versus the 8-2 of FamiliaTwin. But with Hankinator going for this very nuke damage focused build, FamiliaTwin's going to get advantage once he gets his level 5 and can nuke down the waves. FamiliaTwin going to Spirit Siphon on the Hankinator. Hankinator's starting to take a lot of damage. He will be able to secure the rune, but FamiliaTwin going to put a lot of harass on him in the meantime, and it is nearly a bounty rune. With the nerfs to Bottle, it won't be nearly as strong. But Hankinator just needs to secure that early Boots of Travel. Unfortunately, even so, without the early March in the Machines, he won't be able to accelerate his farm rapidly after he does that. So he'll be trying to look to get some early kills, I think. And unfortunately, a FamiliaTwin will make the long trip to bottom, did not have vision, and will not be able to secure himself a rune. So he'll just walk back, sadly, and not really be able to do that good of a job of keeping Hankinator down. Yeah, it threw off that Crypt Swarm before he leveled it to 3. Timpura is sitting at level 3 right now, and I think level 3 is an important level for Phoenix, just because the fierce... Oh, he's actually going to have to dive away here. But the launch Fire Spirits just become so much stronger from that first point to second. Spirits will miss on the BROTE, so Timpura won't be able to secure himself a kill, and stun will not land from Tickle. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, PinoSmash, a little bit low on mana, but is level 5. minTea not too bothered by it, surprisingly. And supports popping Clarities to keep their mana up. So really, I think this game's largely going to come down to who can farm better between the Anti-Mage and the Tinker, because both of those heroes with enough farm are really strong in a 1v1 situation. So the fact that this Anti-Mage, not to say that minTea won't be effective either, or the Death Prophet won't, but Death Prophet's not really a late game hero, and the push potential on Waruda is not great. So I think this wrap around on the PinoSmash. COTE gonna get the stun off. PinoSmash doesn't have enough mana for the surge with that recent mana cost increase from 6.86C, and that will be a kill. And changes coming into play. Looks like securing this rune for FamiliaTwin. Actually, they might be able to bait Hankinator. Now he's in a bad spot. Per 12, gonna snag that haste rune, but he's not even gonna need it to get the kill, as BROTE and Tickleless were waiting, and that's gonna be a very much needed kill. Needs to buy a TV scroll. Every minute you can delay that Boots of Travel on this Tinker is extremely important, and the fact that they did so while securing a rune for FamiliaTwin, who has hit his level 6, is gonna be real big. Meanwhile, they are wrapping around on Timpura. He does have the dive available. Of course, Mousecop could always chase after him with the blink. BROTE maybe looking to snowball in. It almost... Mousecop going to blink it aggressively. Kind of in a dangerous position if these supports don't get in time, though. BROTE going to miss on the ice shards. Timpura going to dive away, and snowball wasn't launched just in time. Tickle is actually taking a lot of damage from the Spirit. So Timpura started to turn this lane around. Oh, but FamiliaTwin shows up, but he's able to secure the kill with the haste rune. Very nicely done. Makes that definitely worth it. As minTea actually surpasses Anti-Mage in the last hits, but of course Anti-Mage getting that kill gold, and with 27 in eye is just doing a fantastic job. minTea looks like he's going for the no boots right into Battle Fury build. So it looks like he's looking to farm and perhaps compete with the Anti-Mage, but really there's not, like, Ember Spirit can do the same thing as Anti-Mage, where he gets the quick Battle Fury and keeps up with farm, but I don't think PA can do that because their Blink Strike has to target a hero, so we'll see if it works out okay for them. And Battle Fury, not necessarily a bad item, considering how likely this group of people are to group up, but yeah, Timpura continuing to struggle, not even picked up his Tranquil Boots at this point, and that's not what he's looking for. Gonna run into Tickleless. But Tickle not really in a position to fight him either. BROTE is kind of hiding behind, waiting for Timpura to come back. But yeah, he has picked up his levels decently, but you can just see that the farm isn't there. And now Tickle is going to rotate in. Where's FamiliaTwin? He's actually spent the time to run back to base, and they do have these little things up. These guys don't, so I don't know what happened there. And Hankinator will grab the bounty rune on top, rotating into the mid, 3 points into laser and the rocket. Decent amount of burst damage, but not going to be enough to take down a hero by himself. Hankinator going to drop the combo, deal quite a bit of damage to Tickle. Follow-up, Magic Missile comes on a Tickle, so he will go down. FamiliaTwin going to pop the ult before going down. Starts doing quite a bit of damage, but actually gets scared and runs away. And indeed, he's probably about to die. Hankinator going to pop the ult and refresh his cooldowns, get the extra missile off. It's the rearm. And solid 2 pickoffs for FAG, even though they don't have their banners, which is unfortunate. Anyway, Timpura in the mid lane now has enough gold to finish off those Tranquils, and that slightly silly looking Quelling Blade now. Yeah, go take a sip of water here for a sec, as it looks like BROTE is throwing the shards on the Timpura, but he'll just back out. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so not too much activity going on. Couple rotations here and there. Timpura does have the ult, and it looks like he's going to be forced to use it to secure this kill on Tickle, and perhaps make it a double kill on BROTE with the magic missile coming in from COTE. Hankinator able to clean up both kills, and with that he'll be able to secure himself about a 10-minute boots of travel, which is a pretty good, fantastic timing. His last hitting only 24, not that great, but he was managed to participate in what, 4 kills? Yeah, 3, 1, and 1 with only a single death, and that's going to put himself in a solid spot. Just as Darkseer picks up the arcane boots. Mousecop continuing to farm as Timpura dives aggressively and throws the spirits onto him, making it difficult for him to farm. But support rotations are coming in for Waruda. And Timpura without the dive. Mousecop can probably look to go aggressively with BROTE in the neighborhood. Let's actually Tickle in the neighborhood. I still think Mousecop could quite easily get this kill. However, it looks like they have bigger priorities, which is COTE for some reason. Oh, Hankinator boots are traveling into the top lane. Mousecop does have a single point in the spell shield, which is going to make a pretty big difference in these Hankinator rotations. Meanwhile, COTE with the haste rune runs into Tickle this and runs the opposite way. BROTE on the toss, managed to pick up a kill on the Phantom Assassin. That's a pretty big kill. Looks like they're going to continue to die for melty. They're going to get the vision. They need the shards, and they're going to... Oh, he's going to just make it out in time. Timpura rotates in, has the dive, has the spirits, throws him on the FamiliaTwin and BROTE. FamiliaTwin dropping low, really... Oh, he'll dodge the last spirit, so he'll be able to get out just fine. Hankinator has rotated in, though. Would like to get the missiles to finish off these 2 heroes, but he's not quite going to be fast enough, and the missiles will flop. So with those boots of travel, I guess he's really just looking to gank here, probably secures, make space for minTea to farm. Unfortunately, he'd just go down, and you can see with that death, sitting about the 11-minute mark, Anti-May just pulled ahead with 68 last hits compared to the 56. Oh, that crit off the illusion wall! Oh my goodness. Wow, walk through the wall and take 200 damage out of nowhere, jeez. But yeah, with minTea being dead for a minute, you can already see that Anti-Mage managed to pull ahead, and that'll make his Battle Fury that much faster. minTea did actually have the boots there, so I was going to say if he didn't have boots, that would have been why he died, but Mousecop looks like he's... Oh, Mousecop doesn't have boots either. Either way, probably going to be able to secure about a 12-minute Battle Fury, with PA looking to pick up hers... maybe like 13, 14 minutes. 3 heroes for Waruda grouped up on the bot lane. Ult is available from FamiliaTwin, so they might be able to look to secure this tower. However, melty's wrapping around with the stun, and with the rotation in from Hankinator, his snowball might not be going the right way. melty starts to take a lot of damage, but Hankinator going to burst down with the combo. FamiliaTwin going to pop the ult, but now he's fighting up against minTea, and the neutral creep's going to come and eat the rest of the ult. Waruda going to lose 2, and FAG going to clean up 2 kills for nothing. So PinoSmash didn't have the vacuum up. He's pretty low level. The thing, oh, he used it in the fight, it looks like, but he doesn't really have the levels to make use of a great vacuum wall combo. So looks like he'll be going right into the Guardian Greaves, and there's no big surprise there. May actually be able to hold off this push, honestly, because these heroes do not push fast. melty is wrapping around, though, and if he can catch PinoSmash with the cask, it will bounce the creeps. minTea goes aggressively. Cask hits on the PinoSmash, will bounce back, was not even needed. Tickle is going to rotate in, could actually cancel the TP, and FamiliaTwin will rotate in as well. Hankinator comes in on the creep, though. It will launch the spirits and probably reveal to them that there's this ward there, but at the same time, they're not really able to defend this push. Hankinator has refreshed with no March of the Machines. He can't really zone the heroes, but he can do a lot of damage to them. FamiliaTwin comes in, wants to throw the Crypt Swarm, but a little hesitant, as they feel like they need some further rotations. And FamiliaTwin going to start to take a lot of damage from the rocket. Rocket? Heat-seeking missile. Heat-seeking rocket, whatever. Alright, let's check out the farm here. Looks like he's about 400 away from Battle Fury, and Anti-Mage has already picked his up, and with the boots, so he's leading quite a bit in last hits, but I do believe minTea's been involved a couple more kills, and it looks like FamiliaTwin will go down on the bot lane to the combined assault of these 4 FAG heroes. As minTea picks up his Battle Fury about a minute after Mousecop, so the farm war begins for Mousecop, and if Waruda can manage to keep up the 4v5 game for long enough, they'll be in a pretty good spot. But unfortunately, FAG is putting on a I mean, they're not really taking objectives quickly, so it's not too bad, but they're just putting on a level of aggression which is going to make Waruda less comfortable with the game plan. And looks like they're going to start pressuring this tower. BROTE in position. They do have a glyph available. Tickle this will get spotted, trying to deward. minTea going to jump on him, and with the heat-seeking missile, we'll be able to secure the kill. PinoSmash does have the wall. Death Ward will come out from melty. PinoSmash going to try to wall them in, but it's not going to be enough. The Death Ward will be able to secure 2 kills. Hankinator actually gets the last hits, but another excellent fight where FAG claim 3 and Waruda do manage to hold their tower, but I can't imagine it'll stick around for long. FamiliaTwin can rotate in to defend. And fortunately for them, these FAG heroes do push quite rapidly, but it's really not worth it for them where they just keep getting kill after kill after kill. And only at the cost of... I mean, Mousecop farming is great, but they really don't want to do it at the cost of losing all these other heroes and getting farm for them. So it looks like minTea going to go into the power treads. Anti-Mage, I imagine, much of the same. Maybe the Vlads before that, even though. As Timpura rotates back down to the bottom lane, pick up the urn, picked up the Basilius, actually, so decided to skip the Tranquils completely. It looks like 4 heroes on the bot lane again. Tickle this will rotate in, will actually manage to finish off the ward, but this time at the cost of his own life. The Spirits will finish off. FamiliaTwin will panic pop the ulti, but it looks like he'll go down before he really gets to do the damage. Rotates rotated on the Hankinator, but he's got the mischance on him, so he's not able to finish him off. It looks like it's been another 3 kills claimed by FAG. And this time, the tower does go down, and they're really starting to make this game very difficult. Just fight after fight. FAG trying to get something out of it, but I honestly just don't think they have the farm to keep up. Like, they're not that far behind. It's only probably about a 4,000 net worth, but they just keep throwing themselves in with not enough coordination to deal with these FAG heroes. So I said the Waruda lineup was a little easier to execute, but FAG taking quite an early advantage here. So we'll see if they're able to maintain that, as Hankinator now picks up 2 levels in March of the Machines, and that's going to make it more difficult for Waruda heroes to do what they want. Hasn't picked up the Blink yet, though, so he's still a little bit vulnerable. And on the bottom lane, Tickle lane looks like he's a little out of position. Timpura are going to pop the ult, and with the Spirits on a PinoSmash and the Death Ward from behind, it's going to be impossible for those heroes to fight. FamiliaTwin going to get slowed by minTea's dagger. Timpura diving aggressively. FamiliaTwin throws the Crypt Swarm, starts stealing a health back, actually manages to finish off Timpura, but will die himself, and Hankinator are going to start dropping the Spirits, pressuring the bot tier 2. And this time it's a 1-for-3 trade, but already with the kills 18-6. FAG just looking real dominant right now. And it looks like there's no hope of slowing down this FAG menace. I mean, a tier 2 at 16 minutes, especially when the tier 1 was standing 3 minutes ago, is no joke to laugh about. minTea has enough gold to finish the treads, but hasn't decided to do so. And meanwhile, the Anti-Mage looks like he will go for the Vlads. He's probably got the rest of the components on the courier. And there they are, which will help him potentially fight early if that's what he's looking to do, but I don't know, it's going to be tough. He can't really fight minTea. Oh, minTea only actually has a single point in the blur, so Mousecop does have a chance of winning this man fight. minTea, if he gets the crits, though, going to put Mousecop in a dangerous situation. Looks like the man fight's breaking out. No crits for minTea yet. Mousecop got not too unlucky. He will drop the Mana Void, but it looks like minTea just a little bit stronger in the fight right now, with the blur and the crit giving him a slight advantage. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Timpura going a little aggressive on the BROTE. March of the Machines will cover the escape. FamiliaTwin has the ult coming up in 8 seconds, but he's very low on health. Probably just looking to back out, and it looks like FAG did manage to clean up this tier 1 tower in the mid time, taking Darkseer down in the process. So, I think Waruda are just making a few too many mistakes here, and it's putting them in a really bad spot in this game. They keep showing up to defend these towers, which is good, but they keep dying, which is not so good. So I think it would be much more effective if they just set like either one of these 3 here. Like, they keep showing up with 3 of the 4 heroes that aren't anti-mage. I think they need to send like 1 or 2 of those heroes instead. Preferably like the Death Prophet or the Lina that can clear waves from a distance, and just not take the fights. Let the Darkseer get some farm. Let the Tusk contribute to ganks the other side of the map, because Mousecop's still killing it on the last hits, but if his team loses before they're able to put the farm together, it's not going to amount to much. And Hankinator now with the Blink Dagger picked up, it's going to make it a lot more difficult for these Waruda heroes to pick him off. Looks like they do spot out Timpura on the river, who has gone for the full mechanism. So he'll be quite constrained on mana. 225, 200. So he'll just have enough mana to get all his spells up, but they will manage to finish off Tickle this before he's able to do anything. FamiliaTwin in a lot of trouble. Will pop the ult, but if minTea goes aggressive on him, bursts him down, as he does, ult won't be able to do too much damage. Pino comes in, drops the wall, drops the vacuum, but it's only a level 2 vacuum, so it doesn't catch that many, and PinoSmash is going to get taken down. minTea lands himself a solid triple kill, and melty manages to find the anti-mage in the forest, but Mousecop going to be able to blink himself away, and it's going to be another free 3 kills for FAG, and I think Waruda are just getting too caught up in FAG's pace of the game. FAG are just doing whatever they want, and Waruda are just like stumbling all over themselves, really. I mean, you don't want to give up your towers like this, but honestly, I think it's a better option than losing 3 heroes every time, so I think they just need to consider just splitting up and farming more. Like, obviously that's what anti-mage is doing, but some of these other heroes need to consider as well. Now FAG going to look to Roche. They don't have a medallion up, so this is going to be a little bit slow for them. But melty, wow, already halfway to Death Ward. Oh, with the they have the Venge. Oh, Venge does have it. Okay, I didn't see her in the fight. So Venge with the medallion and the minus armor, only a single point in the Wave of Terror, but that seems going to be enough for them to take Roche. And I guess if they put it on minTea, who's going to start putting points into this blur, with no MKBs coming out in the foreseeable future for Waruda. FAG, really, this is the ideal PA game. End the game before anyone gets any way to get True Strike on their heroes, and like I said, that's not an item anti-mage really wants to go for. Even if he wants an MKB, he'll probably want to pick up that Manta first, just to remove the laser from Tinker, which I think can be removed. Pretty sure it can. But anyway, FAG gonna group up on mid. PinoSmash there to defend, but again, with only 2 points in the vacuum, and without the mech finish, I'm really not sure it's worth it for him to show up to these fights. FamiliaTwin can hold off the wave decently with the Crypt Swarm, so I think they should maybe just rely on him to prevent these pushes. Because FAG really push slowly. So I think if you had maybe Darkseer bottom right now, that could be really effective. Looks like minTea has found Mousecop. Blink up in 2 seconds. He's probably going to be just fine. Missile will get disjointed. A lot of heroes in the jungle, and it looks like Tickle This has found COTE, or COTE's found Tickle This. COTE might go down, but Timpura does have the mech still, and he's not going to use it. COTE will die. FamiliaTwin going to get the ult off, and this time it looks like he's actually going to stay alive for a little bit, but the Death Ward going to come through, finish off PinoSmash. Timpura getting all the kills. It's going to be an Ultra, but minTea says no Rampage. I will take that last kill. It's going to be a 5-for-1. Started out looking okay, but the Death Ward from melty and all the damage from Timpura just ended up putting them in a bad spot. And indeed, they're going to call a 20-minute GG. 28 kills to 7, about a 12k net worth. And this game just snowballed a little bit too far in the other direction. Anti-Mage is not able to set up the secure the farm. I mean, I don't think Anti-Mage made us anything particularly wrong. It was more like the other 4 heroes just made poor rotations and weren't able to take those fights early on. And I can't blame them for calling it early. I think they just made a series of bad calls and ended up hurting them. I'm not saying they couldn't come back from that, honestly, but it got to a point where it was. I'm sure the morale was not good after losing fight after fight after fight. So anyway, that's the second game. We'll see if they do a third. FAG wins, so if this was a best of 3, I guess it's a 2-0 for them. Okay, let's do the old chat here.
Understandable.
The fuck? It's 10 a.m. 10 p.m. You fucks.
7:30.
What the fuck? Oh yeah, you're in West Coast. Oh, yeah.
I'm linking.
Forgot West Coast thing. Hello.
So Derek, what'd you think?
Nice even game.
I mean, I was hitting like 10 CS per minute.
Oh no, dude, you were killing it on the last hits.
We just fell apart trying to defend.
I didn't feed too much. Fuck.
Shut up, Tim. Man, I had no idea what you were trying to do hiding up in the trees.
Hey man, I was trying to get EXP, man.
Nah, you were trying to feed subtly.
What's the word, folks?
Tickles out.
Okay.
I'm off too. Dinner time. I'm sorry.
Okie
You
dokie.
should be.
I'll see you guys later.
Bye, COTE.
Sounds good.
Bye
See ya.
bye.
Bye, Kotek.
Looks like a clean 2-0 for FAG.
Yep, I have a 100% win rate tonight,
Yeah, Fag,
which is
best team.
very unreal.
It's actually not. You have a decent win rate in houses. I have the data.
Wait, I do?
You have data on in-house games, really?
Yes, I do.
Yo, what about in-house data?
Yes, yes.
I haven't updated it in the last several in-house games, but I can tell you the current data as of. Let me pull it up.
Or
Okay.
you just like upload it to like a Google Doc or
Yeah,
something.
Google Doc would be
Because
rad.
it's only for me, so I could be a snob.
Oh.
Where's my objective proof that I'm the best player ever?
Here, let me get you your objective proof. Okay. Raw data. Who wants their win rate?
Me.
I'll do Jesse first then.
And who's the highest?
We'll do win rate first. Then I'll
Okay.
do the one who's the highest first.
Alright, I'll probably stop the stream here. So we don't have to upload like a 10-hour video. Good stuff. Good